Hi everyone, I am live and I am recording this video because I wanted to talk about the video game War Thunder, which is a new game that I downloaded personally, which was free, I believe. Yeah, it was free and it's super cool. I actually recommend all of you to download it on your Xbox console. I have like the Xbox Black, something black console. It's similar to like Halo and stuff like that and Call of Duty. However, this particular game is not only ground units like Halo with the uniform, the costume, the Halo bulletproof armor and stuff like that. It's tanks, airplanes, battleships, and stuff of that nature. I actually wrote some notes down on my composition book. And I wrote down War Thunder video game, and these are my notes, by the way. So I hope you guys got that. Anyway, so I wrote down game bug. The first bug is pretty big to me because but focusing on the arcade mode. When an aircraft, or when I get shot down, I get shot in my aircraft and I press pause, the pause button, which is the settings selector option. As I'm doing all of this and I'm trying to quickly figure out what option to select, the video game continues. So the airplane could be at an altitude of I don't know, like 100 feet, as I'm trying to select an option, and as I'm trying to read through every single option, the airplane is losing altitude, and by the time there's actually an option to leave the aircraft, to exit, to to ditch the airplane. Okay? And by the time I figure this out, the airplane crashes. And that's not good because, you know, a real pilot, someone that's trained, they already know where those buttons are or what they have to do in order for them to get ejected out of an airplane. Okay? So, as a player, an online player, through Xbox or whatever console you people may have, it really fucks with your guys' overall grade. However, when I play the video game and I go to the option to test an aircraft, so it's test. It's a test flight type of option, and within that test flight, if I get shot where I think I should eject the aircraft, I should eject the airplane, it freezes the whole game. It stops the whole thing when I select pause. When I select pause, I'm able to scroll down, click on eject airplane or out of airplane, and then it does it right away. You know, so as long as people are selecting these options almost simultaneously at a certain time ratio, it shouldn't affect real time you know, real time, you know, game progress. It should pretty much flow. Okay, so that's what I practically wrote here. I wrote down game bug because to me it is a bug. It's a bug that needs to be fixed. So when it comes to War Thunder, there should be an update on this regard. And I wrote down game bug in arcade mode. Players are not allowed or are prevented from pausing and selecting control panel options. The control panel options are, you know, the dashboard. It's like you people operating a vehicle. You know, you guys know you know how to put your vehicle in park or in reverse or neutral or drive, or you know, you have the option to do 4-wheel drive and so on and so forth, or three drive, 2 drive, 1 drive, or whatever the case may be. And I wrote down notice, like on the test flight mode settings, and that's what I was referring to just a few moments ago. In the test flight settings, these players are allowed to press pause because I've done it myself. And I've actually ejected out of an airplane within the video game when I got pretty much shot and I was going down. Before the aircraft burnt or got damaged to the degree where the ejection option was out of the picture. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, I put and I'm going to add a few more notes here, okay? So just bear with me. Developers awareness. Pilots in player mode are allowing their planes to crash due to their settings, therefore degrading their overall game performance grade. Okay, so what's happening is these players, they're like, okay, I got shot down and my plane's going down, whatever. You know, there's no forethoughts regarding the ejection options that these aircrafts are equipped with. Okay, so in failure in doing so, for these players to do so, or in doing so, is degrading their grade in their game progress, because now, especially with AI technology, and other people who are observing their game progress and their knowledge and wisdom, they're thinking, well, these people are not up to the task. And that's why I believe that this bug should be fixed. Now, my other bullet point is easy mode. The easy mode option for beginners. Okay? Pretty much like, how can I put this? Fuck. It's kind of hard to... Well, pretty much it's like oh fuck, how can I put this into words? Fuck, man. Okay, so I played a lot of Halo. Okay, video game time. You know, with Halo, I played a lot of Halo. There's also other games I played, but it's all about timing. And I know in Halo, when you're shooting at a target, which are, um, you know, they're ground soldiers. When you're shooting at them, you can actually notice by their shield, something about their shield, I don't know, the player just turns red, so it turns a particular color when they're about to die, like right before they die. So like a more advanced player or players won't shoot at more advanced players during this opportunity of window, or this window of opportunity. Okay, they'll shoot instead at the target that's about to die, because it just reduces the chances of them dying themselves by having another soldier dead out the way. It's like finding that lowest common denominator. Okay, once that player is out of the picture, now you only have to focus on a few others. And this other player that's about to die, or that's dying, because the shield is low or down, that could be the best player in the game. So if you people start shooting at people that are shooting at you, then you got the game all fucked up. Because there's ways to maneuver out of oncoming fire, and that's just to be. It all comes down to like being very vigilant and aware of your surroundings and stuff like that, of that nature. So yeah, like that's what I'm practically referring to when it comes down to all this. Like I think that they should make it more easier for players to understand this stuff, and they do that, but you have to get like really, really close to the aircraft in order for you to see where to shoot. Now, in War Thunder, when I'm flying my aircraft, I see a lot of targets, and sometimes I see them far away, but I don't know where to shoot. Now, I don't know if it doesn't reveal where to shoot, because the bullets just won't arrive there, they won't get there, they're not powerful enough to get there. But that's why I wrote some other notes in here that you people may find fascinating. But with AI technology, it will still provide the option of where to shoot at the aircraft, because this information is very critical for the survival of real pilots. Okay? Whether or not they can make the shot, or or not, whether they can make the shots or not. But just this knowledge and this awareness will help people, especially beginners, on easy mode. Okay. So I pretty much wrote down something about the target being red, and then yellow, and then green, and the green referring to, the bullets being able to land on your target, and the yellow just in the middle, and the red definitely not. Because when I'm playing this game, I can see some of the aircrafts flying around, and I'm shooting at them, and my bullets are either going behind them as they're flying, or they're going before them, and it's very frustrating to me as a beginner. Now, if I was more advanced, if I had more, more experience, maybe I would be able to land these shots without the video game helping me. But at this point, I just don't know where to shoot. So I have to pretty much shoot to recalibrate where I shoot at. And sometimes I'm just shooting, and when I'm shooting, my weapon, my bullets in my aircraft run out, and I have to wait for literally 2 minutes for the stupid aircraft to reload ammunition all over again, or for the pilot or one of the crew members to load the ammunition in the aircraft, and by that time I lose my target. It's whether I lose my target or the plane I'm shooting at turns around and shoots me down. And it's all a matter of timing. And this stuff right here is getting me killed. So that's why I wrote down easy mode, and I wrote down shooting AI projected aiming, target, analytics. Example, highlights. Highlights. Highlighted in red for out of range shots and yellow to green. Green being the best possible shots. For beginners, players to practice. To more moderate players to practice with, like more experienced players to also perfect their gaming performance. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's all I really wrote down for right now. I mean I have some other freaking, you know, things in mind, other opinions and stuff like that, but I can't really think about them right now, and I don't really want to discuss them in the meantime, although I kind of do want to, but I mean, it's going to take another hour or 2 or 3 or 4 or possibly 5 to cover everything I want to talk about, and I just don't have the time to do that, you know, in the time being, with my tight schedule and me trying at the same time to enjoy my night before I go to bed. And you know, this whole time I've been recording, I've been sacrificing time that I could be playing War Thunder. But I believe that this time invested in this video is well worth it, because you know, we have AI technology now, so I believe that later in the future we will have an update that will simplify these struggles that beginners face with, that they are faced with, and they have to figure out along the way. You know, but it would be better if it was like more simplified, and you know, more easier for them to control the aircrafts, you know, because honestly I did the test flight with this random jet. It's super fast. It goes the speed of sound, which is 10,000 miles per hour, over 10,000 miles per hour, which is the speed of sound, I believe. So it goes super fast, and it's super fun to fly. But fuck, oh my god. there's this I don't. To me, it's kind of slow. You know, it's slow. This Jets is way too slow for me. I mean, I visualize myself bombing targets from like outer space. You know, going like Mach 20. And we definitely need an update because, you know, none of these aircrafts that were able to operate within the War Thunder video game is capable of going Mach 20, which is not even realistic. You know, right now we're able to go Mach 20 with aircrafts, with the command center, the United States Command Center, and the Navy, Air Force, and stuff like that. So, you know, it's kind of weird that we're not allowed to partake in that in a video game, because you know, I literally have to get like super low to the ground just to shoot at a target, and I can't even see the target like when I'm at a high elevation. You know, there's no way to zoom in. There's no option to zoom in to like, you know, to shoot right at the heart of the enemy or the target or the target. So what I do is I decrease my altitude on my aircraft, and then I, you know, I let the bombs go. But even so, I noticed that they have this red highlighted like pinpoint above the target. You know, and in a Halo, a highlighted target is the fucking target. So in the beginning, I was actually shooting at the targets, at the highlighted targets. You know, this red icon, this red highlighted, you know, this red highlighted dots. But then when I got lower with my aircraft, I noticed that the target was like, it wasn't even on the red highlighted pinpoint thing. It was underneath it. So I was missing my shots. I was missing my shots in the beginning until I realized that. Which is very disturbing and you know, unsatisfactory to me as a player. You know, so it would be nice if in easy mode, if this information was revealed to players in a demonstrational video of sorts, because this type of logic could throw people off, because these developers don't understand, it's either they highlight the targets, and it's easy for them to highlight a target, and it's also easy for them to add a pinpoint above the target. But as the person who is operating an aircraft, and the gunnery person, it's either they're shooting at that red dot or they're shooting below it. And when they shoot, they're shooting at at 50-50 50%, whether they hit or miss. But then we have this other offset of about 25% more. So now the chances of hitting your target has gone from 50 to 50 to 25 to 75%. And you're not in the good. You're not in the 75 percentage. You're in the 25 percentage. So now you're missing the majority. Most of your shots are missing. In other words. So that's what's killing people out there. And that's not good. Not in a video game, and not in real life. So anyways, I'm not even going to play this anymore. I'm just going to end this video and go to bed because I have work tomorrow. And I don't even want to put up with this shit no more, I just want to hang out and chill and drink and smoke. And I want to end this video for like the last 2 hours or half an hour because I wanted to take a piss for so long. But I did it because I wanted to squeeze each and every single little bit of information within this video, so that people could understand and know that I'm serious about what I'm talking about. But literally, if I had a fucking bucket right here or whatever, I would just take a piss as I'm recording, or as I was recording. Maybe I should have one. Now that I think about it. But that's how serious this shit is. But yeah, like, I think that these settings should be made they should be made very clear to players and to beginners without like an instructor telling them. But practically in a video game you don't have an instructor, so this information is critical, especially when one is trying to evaluate whether someone can make a fucking shot or not. You know, because I'm shooting to kill, not to fucking miss. And I value every single shot that I shoot. So when I'm missing, you know, it does something to me. So that's why it would be great if more updates were made to the game so that beginners like myself could understand exactly where to shoot at. And later on, you know, I could disable these options. Like in the video game. Maybe in the video game it's common sense, you know? Because you people know more than what I know. And what beginners know. Okay? But in the beginning, it's not, you know, an easy, friendly experience. So that's why most of you may have people who just move on to other video games. And they lose interest because despite their efforts, they're missing and they're not performing like they're expecting. You know? So in their minds, they're failing at what they think they're not failing at, and that's what fucking throws this whole thing off. So you know, with AI technology, it could educate these people, these students, or whoever the fuck they are, to practice at a whole different level. You know, eventually it will educate them so much that they will be able to disable these options, these settings, and shoot at their target without these settings. You know, and I believe, like, in easy mode, I believe that students should be able to fire their weapon without having to reload, because they're just practicing and having fun. Okay, that's why. Okay, but obviously this is more advanced, more like moderate, like a more moderate level, more not legendary but medium, mediocre type of settings. You know, especially when it's telling you where to shoot at. But obviously more legendary type of options, it won't even show that. You should already know where the fuck to fire your fucking weapon, to shoot at your target and to bring it down successfully. You know, just like in a real world scenario. You know, well, you know, this type of shit right here, is fucking with me because I'm trying to get used to the settings. I'm trying to learn how to operate these aircrafts. And then, this is just the aircraft stuff. I can also select tanks and battleships and other stuff. I don't even know if these people have satellites and like death ray, lasers, but if they do more updates, then they can educate people of different regards. So, yeah, I believe this is a badass game. Coming from me. To me, it's very advanced, but at the same time, it's simplified. It's simple, not complicated. Another thing is when I'm shooting my bullets, it says in the bottom left, it says gun jammed. The gun gets jammed and then the bullets don't come out of the airplane for like a minute or two. So it would be great, like in Halo, when people are flying an aircraft and then there's like this thruster option. They're able to select or to push a button for the thruster, and then it gets overheated, and then if they let go of the button, it cools down, which allows the player to reselect, to push down on the button again, reselect that option to boost the airplane up again. And then there's other video games where the same is true when it comes to shooting. The engine, the weapon becomes so hot to a certain degree that the gunnery person has to allow it to cool down. And in this case, I'm shooting and I can't see any option, I can't see any visualization of the weapon overheating whatsoever. So it overheats and it just shuts down on me. And then it doesn't even reload by default. So like, I stopped shooting, and then 5 minutes later I found a new fucking aircraft to shoot at. So I started shooting at it, and I was like dead on my target. And then it only allowed me to fire like, I don't know, like 100 rounds or less. And then it fucking jammed up on me. Like, literally, it felt like it only allowed me to shoot 10 bullets. And then it reloaded. And it took like a whole minute. By that time, I wasn't even dead on my target anymore. Little things like that matter to me. But anyways, I'm going to end this video. I hope this helped, and I hope that you guys make some updates soon. Hopefully, if not, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever the case may be. And then if you guys can add some some Tesla stuff. Not Tesla, but like SpaceX stuff. Outer space stuff. Traveling to Mars and outer space. That'd be pretty cool as well. Even if you guys do like some, stuff of this nature where aircrafts are shooting at each other, maybe you guys can add some real spaceships that are armored and that have weaponry, weapons and stuff like that. I think that would be super cool. And actually having like a real base on Mars and like maybe on planet Earth's moon and planet Mars's moons, because they have two. Mars has two moons, so maybe having three bases, and the players being able to travel at super fast speeds to these bases. I think that would be pretty cool, and along the way they'll be able to shoot at different targets or whatever, just to have fun or whatever. But anyways, that's all I really have for right now for this video, and I really have to go to bed because it's 12:30, and I don't know what time I'm going to be waking up to go to work. But if I didn't have any work, I'll stay up till like 3-4 in the morning without any hesitation. But just to be on the safe side, I have to end this video, and I really have to take a piss.